What up, people? It's your boy, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast. And I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. It's your boy. I'm Krista Don One, and welcome to another fabulous rendition of Just My Opinion podcast. How y'all living? I'm living swell. Feel free, be sure to hit the subscription button, the notification bell, share this live stream with your friends, family, and followers. If you want to further support the channel even more, hit the join membership button. Remember, membership has its privileges, as well as look at the description down below. Subscribe to my links. You will never be disappointed, as well as you can holler at your boy with a Cash App. Okay, Cash App link is down below, or you can donate through Super Chat and Super Stickers. First and foremost, welcome to my graveyard shift crew. I know y'all trying to survive just a couple of more hours, and to my early morning crew, I know y'all just woke up and you're starting the day with your boy. Okay, you could be anywhere on the planet, but you're here with me, all right? So without further ado, let's get into today's topic. First and foremost, this live stream is not going to be extremely long. It's going to be an hour or maybe less, but we got a lot of topics today. And first and foremost, we're going to be talking about Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. may love the kids. Stephen A. may love his fan base, but Stephen A. has not been getting a lot of love. It's been a rough week for Stephen A. Smith. It's pretty much been a rough month for Stephen A. Smith, okay? You know, it started a couple of months ago. You know, he was throwing a little shade at Skip Bayless, basically, the situation between Shannon Sharpe. You know, Shannon Sharpe said something that was very private that he didn't want out to the public, or maybe it's something he wanted to be known, and he was pretty much throwing some salt at Skip Bayless's way, and Deion Sanders said this on Undisputed when Undisputed was on remote to one of the Colorado games, and Deion Sanders said that Skip Bayless, no matter what people think about Skip Bayless, no matter how controversial Skip Bayless is, no matter what others out of Skip Bayless's mouth, Skip Bayless really support, black athletes and give them second, third, even fifth chances, and Skip, and shout out to Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders said this, and then all of a sudden everyone felt kind of wrong with what they said about Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless was the first one that saw something in Stephen A. Smith that no one else saw. Everyone else had these labels about Stephen A. Smith being a loudmouth, this, that, and the third. Skip Bayless gave him his first break before anyone else gave him his first break. And, Stephen A. Smith bounced around from Fox Sports 1 to ESPN. He was a columnist for the Philadelphia. I think it's the Philadelphia Inquirer. I'm not 100% sure. It's the Philadelphia newspaper. But he really got his biggest break with, Skip Bayless, because Skip Bayless saw something in Stephen A. Smith that no one else saw. And, Skip Bayless, saw something in Shannon Sharpe that no one else saw. Same metrics with Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe was bouncing around. He had a little situation with CBS Sports, some sexual sexual harassment at the workplace, allegedly, and he was bouncing around. And Skip Bayless gave him an opportunity that no one else gave Shannon Sharpe. And look at Shannon Sharpe now. He's thriving. He's profiling, the most successful sports personality in the sports industry. I think it's him and Pat McAfee. But if it wasn't for Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharpe wouldn't be in the situation that he is in now. All right. So, Skip Bayless, we need to give Skip Bayless his flowers. Yeah, I know Skip Bayless is the guy that you love to hate. Yeah, I know Skip Bayless say some ridiculous stuff. Yeah, Skip Bayless say some controversial stuff and things of that nature. But Skip Bayless gives people opportunities that other networks and other personalities don't. When Michael Irvin found himself in a sticky situation with that Marriott situation. ESPN just let him go. They just, cut their ties with Michael Irvin. NFL Network was holding on until they can, get some more evidence. But when Michael Irvin was vindicated, Skip Bayless gave him an opportunity before Michael Irvin was even proven that he was a victim. So, no matter what y'all say about Skip Bayless, we should give him his flowers, because Skip Bayless has gave a lot of black media members opportunities that other networks and other personalities just haven't. All right. But nevertheless, Stephen A. Smith was trying to harbor on that. Then he let it go, particularly when Deion Sanders gave him his praise. Then, Stephen A. Smith was talking about Max Kellerman. Max Kellerman, I haven't heard Max Kellerman's name uttered out of Stephen A. Smith's mouth until he was on a podcast a few years ago, talking about he was the one that pulled the lever as far as Max Kellerman no longer over there at First Take. But when you really hear what actually happened, Stephen A. Smith went to the higher ups and gave them an ultimatum. Either you let go of Max Kellerman or you let go of me. Obviously, they're going to choose Stephen A. Smith over Max Kellerman. Now, Stephen A. Smith said that, they had chemistry issues and things of that nature. But a lot of insiders say it was much more deeper than that. He was a little bit jealous of Max Kellerman because Max Kellerman was getting all the street cred. The Terrell Owens comment resonated very badly to Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith took that very personal. And, the comment that sometimes Max Kellerman comes off more blacker than you, Stephen A. Smith. And I remember the next day, Stephen A. Smith was wearing a jacket with all the black colleges logos. And he had a daisiki on. I mean, this man was trying to show without a shadow of a doubt that he's black. All right. Anyway, people felt like he was hurt and bothered by that, and that was the biggest reason why he didn't want to work with Max Kellerman. All right, so Stephen A. Smith continued to pour dirt over Max Kellerman because let's face facts and face reality. Max Kellerman is no longer at ESPN. He was part, as well as other personalities, on this huge layoff. And you would think that, Max Kellerman can just, go off into the sunset. But, Stephen A. Smith is still, talking about Max Kellerman, because where else can he go to, particularly when he's trying to have content on the Stephen A. Smith show that's on YouTube. He has to talk about something. So he can't no longer talk about Skip Bayless. Everyone's saying, okay, just chill out on the Skip Bayless talk. All right. But now he's trying to pour dirt on Max Kellerman. And, Max Kellerman is just taking it in stride. He's taking it. He's taking the high road, haven't really commented about what Stephen A. Smith said on his show. But one person in particular had an issue with Stephen A. Smith, and that's one Marcellus Wiley. Now, Marcellus Wiley, was a tremendous college athlete, particularly in college football. Got drafted into the NFL, played for the Chargers. Played for the Buffalo Bills, the Chargers, as well as the Dallas Cowboys. We got him when he was outside his prime, but nevertheless, he was with the Dallas Cowboys. Tremendous athlete. Found a second life in media. Got his, went through the rigors and got his first big break with ESPN. He was with Sports Nation with Michelle Beadle, as well as Max Kellerman. And that was a very, trending type of show. It was on ESPN LA, when ESPN was the mega channel. They had ESPN channels for like every coast, East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, South. Okay, so Marcellus Wiley was at the worldwide leader of sports, and he worked with Max Kellerman. And Marcellus Wiley on his YouTube channel started to peel the layers on why Stephen A. Smith has an issue with Max Kellerman. Now, Stephen A. Smith first didn't respond to them, but since Marcellus Wiley video is gone viral and every media outlet is talking about it, Stephen A. Smith had no choice but to rebuttal. Now, let's get into this article, okay, shall we? Can we get into this article, or is this article going to give me a hard time? Okay, let's go back. This is what happens, folks, when you're dealing with an article that doesn't want to pop up. All right. So yeah, Stephen A. Smith, Marcellus Wiley said some things about Stephen A. Smith, and we're going to talk about those things. All right. Marcellus Wiley jabbed at Stephen A. Smith in an ongoing feud, sidestepping the truth. Okay. Marcellus Wiley feuded with Stephen A. Smith, continues with the former NFL defensive end taking the next jab. 1 week after Stephen A. Smith pushed back on Marcellus Wiley on his Max Kellerman comments during an appearance on The Breakfast Club, Wiley called out Stephen A. Smith for sidestepping the truth and twisted his comments into something that was being being hypocritical. Okay, given what happened regularly on First Take, according to Wiley. Okay, so okay, here we go. I couldn't let you keep doing that to Max Kellerman because that dude has earned his stripes, Wiley said Thursday in a video posted on X. So I'm just giving you that energy. The same energy that you was giving to Max Kellerman, that's the same energy that I'm going to give you, and I gave to countless athletes. To say that I was wrong as a black man to question another black man's intelligence on a public platform, which I didn't do. I didn't question it, but I do know that you do question the intelligence and the heart and the talent of other black athletes. We hear Stephen A. Smith talk about this every day. Okay, it should be no surprise. Every damn day on that show. That's why okay, hold up. That's very rich of you to try to make what I say into and try to make okay, let me go back to this. That's very rich of you to try to make what I said into something you do every single day, which is highly hypocritical of you, Stephen A. Stephen A. Smith played the biggest joker race card. What do y'all think? Okay, and then you hear, okay, there's a couple of tweets from Marcellus Wiley as well as a video that was on Twitter. I'm not going to be able to play this. Okay, there's back and forth dated back to when Wiley was a former member of ESPN and FS1. The host blasted Smith for not treating the situation of Max Kellerman, not treating Max Kellerman's situation very well, who Smith pushed off First Take, and Shannon Sharp, who left Undisputed in the same tone. And I've been talking about this for the longest. It's kind of hypocritical as the black media or just the African American community to say what. Now everyone was saying that Skip Bayless pushed out Shannon Sharp because Shannon Sharp was the more popular one, and he was jealous of Shannon Sharpe. That was the narrative that we in the African American community was pushing. But Stephen A. Smith did this years ago to Max Kellerman, and you didn't see no one bat an eye in the African American community. For Stephen A. Smith to take the side of Shannon Sharpe and say that was unfair to what they did to my boy Shannon Sharpe, when all you're doing is hamming it up for the cameras, you really don't care about Shannon Sharpe. You're using Shannon Sharpe as a commodity because you know that in 2 years, Stephen A. Smith, your contract is up at ESPN. Now, I know you're up here spewing this narrative of you want to go into late night television or you want to do something different, maybe talk about politics and yada, yada, yada. I feel like that's a plan B for Stephen A. Smith. But ultimately, the ultimate goal for Stephen A. Smith is to continue at the worldwide leader of sports and get paid hellified money. And by doing so, help out Shannon Sharpe, rip up his contract and get him a max deal and get him his own show at the worldwide leader of sports. That's the ultimate plan that these two has, thought about. All right. But I feel like it's very hypocritical, particularly to Stephen A. Smith, to Shannon Sharpe, and to the African American community. All these content creators on YouTube, the Ticket TVs and the Ticket TVs, all of these guys, Big Tone, to sit up there and make video after video, live stream after live stream, pushing this false narrative, by the way, which has been proven false, that Skip Bayless had no knowledge, had no reason to push Shannon Sharpe when it was really the company decision to move to push Shannon Sharpe off of Fox Sports 1. It was Fox Sports 1 decision. Now, if you want to sit up there and say, Skip Bayless should have fought for Shannon Sharpe, okay, I can agree with you on that. Maybe Skip Bayless should have fought for Shannon Sharpe to keep his job or to even get him a max contract, if you want to take it that far. But to sit up there and say Skip Bayless is the reason Shannon Sharpe is not there is ludicrous, okay? But it's kind of hypocritical that you have all these content creators making videos and live streams talking about, Skip Bayless pushed Shannon Sharpe out and we should cancel Skip Bayless. Meanwhile, Stephen A. Smith did this exact same play to Max Kellerman. Okay, so what's different? So it's okay for Stephen A. Smith to do it to Max Kellerman, and it's not okay for Skip Bayless. Y'all think Skip Bayless did it, but he didn't. The documents, the article, it's been proven he had nothing to do with Shannon Sharpe. But let's just say hypothetically he did do it. Okay, it's kind of hypocritical that y'all. It's a problem when Skip does it, but when Stephen A. Smith does it, it's no big deal. All right. But, I digress. And, I made videos after videos talking about it. And I felt like it was very hypocritical for us to, make this pity party for Shannon Sharpe. But in actuality, Shannon Sharpe was the one who, found himself in this predicament. And this ain't the first time Shannon Sharpe found himself in a predicament like this. And like I said in other live streams and other videos, Shannon Sharpe has a history of doing this. He did this over there at CBS Sports. Okay. Seems like everyone has selective amnesia and don't want to, don't remember when Shannon Sharpe used to work at CBS Sports. And Shannon Sharpe had the exact same problems there. But if you look and pay attention to Shannon Sharpe now at ESPN, yes, he's humbled. I think, I think he learned a lot from the two mistakes that he have. But every once in a while, you see Shannon Sharpe ego, starts to tell him that he can say and do things and step over people and say whatever he wants to say and disrespect people and still think he's going to have a job. Okay. All I'm saying is a leopard doesn't change his spots. A tiger doesn't change its stripes. Okay. It is what it is. But anyway, back to Stephen A. Smith. Marcellus Wiley was going back and forth with Stephen A. Smith. I even talked about oh my God, I forgot that fat boy. I also talked about oh my God, I done forgot that fat boy. Now y'all gonna make me look for this guy. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. Anyway, but back to Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith has been Jason Whitlock. So he had issues with, Jason Whitlock had issues with Stephen A. Smith. And he made a threat. He said, if you continue to go down this path bashing Skip Bayless, the truth is going to come out about you. Okay. I noticed when he said that, Stephen A. Smith dropped the let's bash Skip Bayless movement when he said that. I don't know if he knows anything or not. Okay. But nevertheless, like I said, Stephen A. Smith, had a bad couple of weeks. And now Stephen A. Smith has found another target. And I think this is a justified target to pursue. And that is one Jada Pinkett Smith. Okay. So Stephen A. Smith said to Jada Pinkett Smith has exceeded cruelty with the public remarks about her marriage to Will Smith. Now, if you guys follow me on I'm Krista Down One, Too Early for This podcast, I talked about this at full length. I spent a whole hour talking about this. And normally this is a sports channel, and I cover sports topics. But since Stephen A. Smith is more famous for his sports takes and his sports topics, I know he has a YouTube channel. And as a content creator, there's going to be days and weeks where the content is going to be dry. And it's really going to be dry on topics that you want to talk about. There's really not a lot to talk about that's interesting to you. And I feel like this is one of those days where, Stephen A. Smith, even though he had remarks over the subject, I felt like if there was something else to talk about in the sports world, Stephen A. Smith would choose to do that, and maybe talk about the Jada Pinkett Smith thing a little bit later. Okay. But I digress. Let's get into today's topic. Okay. So Jada Pinkett Smith sent to the media and her fans into a dizzy tailspin when she revealed that she and Will Smith has been separated since 2016, despite appearing with her husband and wife in public. That didn't make a lot of sense, but we're going to continue on. The actress, who is promoting an upcoming memoir, Worthy, has also dished out on their infamous Oscar slap, her soulmate connection to the late Tupac Shakur, and more revealing things to NBC and People magazine. Response to her revelation has significantly, have gained a lot of interest for Jada Pinkett Smith. Okay, especially among those who believe her tell-all book has further damaged the box office star's reputation and his public perception. And one of the critics is Stephen A. Smith. On Friday, October the 13th, on the episode on YouTube, he unleashed on the 52-year-old actress. First take. Okay, let me tell y'all what Will Smith does not deserve. He does not deserve what Jada Pinkett Smith has done to him. He continues. Now I know people very, very close to Jada Pinkett Smith, and I'm not going to utter the disrespectful words about her. That's not where I'm going. It's deeper than that. There are a few questions that Jada Pinkett Smith deserves to be asked, that deserve to be asked to her. Where is your compassion? Where is your decency? Where is your respect for a man you still acknowledge as your husband? Where is the respect for your man you walk down the aisle in your prestigious life in 1997? You better, for better or worse, for richer or for poor, in sickness and in health, till death do you part. Stephen, who was never married, implied that Jada Pinkett has fallen short of the honor of wedding vows with some of her remarks. Speaking on her entanglement with uh, Austin, Austin Martinez, or whatever his name is, some R&B star, um, and start and start. Wait a minute, hold it. That she shocked that Will referred to his wife after the Chris Rock slap, for joking about her shaved head, for a letter of it for the latter. The star Will Smith has taken a public pummeling. Okay, somebody got to get it to Jada's plan. Okay, excuse me. Somebody got somebody's got to say to Jada, plain and simple, go for go go to the throttle, go to the Bible, go to the Holy Grail, pick whatever you want. Let's talk about the role of a wife, at least. And okay, I'm not going to go on and on and on about this. So, just a lot of other a lot of stuff Stephen A. Smith was. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm 1000% for the comments of Stephen A. Smith. Uh, and and like I said, we talked about this on Too Early for This podcast. She also revealed some other things in the book. She said that she once sold crack. She was a drug dealer at one point of time. Um, and to me, there's a lot of people who poking holes in a lot of her stories, and the dates are not adding up with her and Tupac, where Tupac proposed to her in jail. All right, and when he got charged for the R word, Tupac. Uh, Now she claims Tupac proposed to her while he was in prison, and I talked about this on Too Early for This podcast. If this is true, Tupac has proposed marriage to other females that came and visit him. And maybe it's just a prison thing where, you don't get the opportunity. Somebody like Tupac, a movie star, rapper, famous, he just, if he walks out on the street, everybody's going to recognize him. But when you're in prison, you're limited as far as being in contact with females. And maybe this was just a ploy for Tupac on his behalf, for those women to continue to come visit him. Okay. But yeah, goddamn, I didn't know he was over there. But yeah, the Tupac stuff, Jada Pinkett Smith, there's a lot of stuff that Jada Pinkett Smith said. And my thing of it is, some of the stuff that Jada Pinkett Smith said is just not good. It's just not good at all. I'm sorry, guys. My thought process fell off a little bit. Okay, excuse me. Let me get back focused again. Let me get my dribble back. All right, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I got my dribble back. So, we talked about this on Just My Opinion podcast, and my whole thing of it is, Jada Pinkett Smith is clearly doing this to embarrass Will Smith. And a lot of people have a lot of theories. I think one of the theories is that Jada Pinkett Smith is mad jealous of Will Smith. And she's mad jealous of not only Will Smith, but uh I feel like she squandered her time. And a lot of people are gonna say, squander your time. What you talking about, Chris? Well, allow your boy to explain. I feel like Jada Pinkett Smith, you know, has a little hatred or despise Will Smith because she had to put everything on the back burner. And I talked about this on Too Early for This podcast. I talked about, Jada Pinkett Smith sacrificed the most between her and Will Smith. Because while Will Smith was doing, was being a rapper, was on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, was Independence Day, Men in Black, Bad Boys, countless movies, okay? And he's getting success, getting famous, getting rich, being one of the top grossing actors next to Denzel. And, he even outpaced Denzel, outpaced Tom Cruise from some perspective. And while he's doing all that, it seemed like Jada Pinkett Smith had to sacrifice a lot. She didn't get the same roles that Will Smith did. And I feel like Jada Pinkett Smith feels like she's more of an accomplished uh, actress than Will Smith is as an actor. It's just Will Smith has been in bigger and better projects to display his talent. Jada Pinkett Smith didn't get those opportunities. All right. Jada Pinkett Smith, yeah, she did set it off. That was a cult classic. It was no box office hit. She did The Nutty Professor. That was a hit, but it was a hit not because of Jada Pinkett Smith. People don't even remember Jada Pinkett Smith was in the movie. It was, people were more in awe of Eddie Murphy and how multi-talented he was, and he showed range on The Nutty Professor. All right. So she's not getting no shine there. She did do Girls Trip, but Tiffany Haddish got more famous because of that than Jada Pinkett Smith. Um, she was on A Different World, but she wasn't that it girl. A Jasmine Guy, and I forgot the other girl's name with the braids and stuff. She was the star of A Different World till she left. But I'm just saying, she just didn't get her opportunity to show the world that she is talented too. She just did not get those projects, and when she did get opportunities, she was like in the shadows because of all of those situations. And she thought marrying Will Smith would, get her into bigger and better roles. And I'm gonna be honest with you. When Jada Pinkett Smith, there was a time where Jada Pinkett Smith just stopped doing films and stuff. She was touring with some rock band. She was just doing something different. Okay. Uh, and I do feel like Jada Pinkett Smith has some animosity towards Will Smith because you know she sacrificed the most as far as her career goes. And when you look at that family, it just seemed like everyone got an opportunity and everyone shined, but Jada Pinkett Smith. Will Smith, got his opportunity and he shined. His son got an opportunity and he shined. Uh, his daughter got an opportunity and she shined. And when Jada got her opportunities, it just didn't go that way. So I feel like first and foremost, she's real jealous of and have animosity towards Will Smith. Okay. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why she has some hostility towards Will Smith. Fame is a hell of a drug. And I do feel like Jada Pinkett Smith feels like she's a more of accomplished. She has more talent as an actress than Will Smith has as an actor. That's just in her head. Secondly, I think Jada Pinkett Smith surrounded herself with a bunch of yes men and a bunch of people that made her hate being famous or hate Hollywood because Hollywood stopped calling Jada Pinkett Smith for, maybe because of her attitude, maybe because of her history, but she had a disdain for Hollywood for some period of time. And I feel like she didn't have the right people around her to, get her bigger and better roles. Okay. Will Smith, just being married to Will Smith was not going to do it. And Will Smith is getting all of these accolades, the Oscars. He's getting all these awards. He's being offered to go to some of these award shows. Meanwhile, Jada Pinkett Smith, the only reason she's at these award shows is because she's married to Will Smith. Okay, so I think she has some hostility towards Will Smith, and I think that's and she has some animosity towards Will Smith. But I think the biggest reason. And people still say to themselves, well, why are they still married? She's so mad at Will Smith. Why is she still married to him? And I think it's the fact of what they got set up if they divorce. And Will Smith refused to sign the divorce papers. And maybe in this ironclad prenup, in her mind, she's saying if Will Smith calls it off, then I'm subject to get half of his fortune. But if I call it off, I get absolutely diddly squat. Okay. So she's in it for the money. And she's saying to herself, well, if I, say, if I, start throwing shade at my husband, he's going to get tired of it. And if I start acting like a fool, he's going to get tired of it. And then he would want a divorce. And then I get half of the fortune. And Will Smith knows this. And Jada Pinkett Smith knows this as well. But nevertheless, they got a weird dynamic. And, Stephen A. Smith talked about her on his show. And I agree with everything Stephen A. Smith said. You're disrespecting this man all because of you feel like, all because of fame and riches. And that's just the bottom line. All right. I think Jada Pinkett Smith fell out of, I feel like, and I've said this on Too Early for This podcast, I feel like Will Smith was her second choice. I think her first choice was Tupac. And when Tupac went through his trials and tribulations, and then he tragically died, they just never got an opportunity to rekindle the magic. And if Will Smith didn't come a calling or come a sipping or however y'all want to say it, if Will Smith didn't come, Jada Pinkett Smith would probably be a woman that's that's got 3 kids from 3 different baby daddies. Okay, but I was in total agreement with Stephen A. Smith, and there's a lot of times I disagree with Stephen A. Smith a lot more than I agree with Stephen A. Smith, and I totally agree with Stephen A. Smith from that perspective. Okay, so moving on, let's talk about some other things. And I talked about this on my hour-long video. That video, guys, first and foremost, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. A lot of you guys got that video, and that video is close to 1,000 views. I really do appreciate the people that appreciate my work and continue to share it with their friends, family, as well as their followers. I really do appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. But and hope that you get this live stream. I hope this live stream gets the same type of good fortune like my video did. Okay. But some other news and notes, we talked about how how the afternoon Fox Sports 1 shows are getting incredible ratings, incredible views, and incredible success. Meanwhile, Undisputed, it's still struggling to find itself. All right. Now I talked about that last week, and I talked about the shows that's growing and getting their ratings. I even talked about ESPN First Take, but I really didn't talk too much about Fox Sports 1. And sitting back and thinking about it, I feel like, when you talk about Fox Sports 1, first and foremost, people and then people still piling on Undisputed, and they're saying Undisputed sucks. You know, they need to get Shannon Sharp back, and that was the worst decision Fox Sports 1 made or Skip Bayless made. And people are just gravitating on what's honestly there. And I look at it like this: you can sit in the past, or you can move on and look forward to the future. And the future is, look, Shannon Sharp is not coming back to Undisputed. Shannon Sharp is perfectly fine at the worldwide leader of sports. He's doing ESPN. He's doing First Take part-time. I do feel like in his future plans, ESPN is going to reward him by ripping up this contract and getting him into a long-term contract. And he's going to get that bag. He's going to finally get his own show. And he's going to be moving forward. All right. Or he can be the new host of First Take. I really do feel like, in my hearts of hearts, Shannon Sharp wants his own thing. All right. Or maybe he do want First Take. I don't know. But, I feel like Stephen A. Smith, if he can't get anything worked or get anything done with ESPN, would not surprise me none if he, if he do decides to leave ESPN. The first choice as far as being the new host of First Take is going to be Shannon Sharp. Okay. But that's neither here nor there. We're going to be talking about Undisputed. So we know Shannon Sharp is not coming back to Undisputed. And if you look at this setup that they have, I feel like I feel like Skip Bayless was celebrating too fast. He called this group the Dream Team. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me twisted. Don't get it twisted. I like Richard Sherman. I like the addition of Richard Sherman. I like the addition of Keyshawn Johnson. I like the addition of Michael Irvin. I like the addition of Josina Anderson every once in a while doing NFL news and notes. Okay. And I like the addition of I forgot that lady's name. They used to work at ESPN, used to do ESPN NBA Countdown. I can't think of her name right now, but her name escapes me, but it'll come to me. And I like her every once in a while dropping by and giving us NBA news and notes. But if you talk about those core guys, and I when they first aired a month ago, having them all there and Skip Bayless becoming the moderator, I didn't think you got the best out of all of them, including Skip Bayless. I think first and foremost, they need a moderator. They're going to need a full-time moderator to balance out these personalities, because all of these personalities like to talk a lot. Michael Irvin, he likes to talk a lot. Richard Sherman likes to talk a lot. Keyshawn Johnson likes to talk a lot, particularly about himself. Okay. and Skip Bayless likes to talk a lot. Okay. So you need a moderator that's going to get the best out of each of them in a small length of time, because these segments are not going to be an hour long. Okay, these segments are going to, they're going to be on one segment, go into a commercial, start talking about a different segment. You just can't continue with the same old segment. So first and foremost, they're going to need a moderator, someone that that been in a pressure cook situation like that, where you have a bunch of people trying to talk at once. They're going to need someone that's very experienced and knowledgeable about that. I just don't think it should be somebody that you get off the street, or somebody that has been on assignment a couple of times. Of course, when you get a moderator, it's going to probably be a female. And of course, she's going to be somewhat attractive. All right. She's going to be attractive. She's going to be eye candy for the show. But I still think they need a moderator that's tough-minded, that's going to keep them focused and keep them on topic. But more important than that, give everyone an opportunity to talk. Because I feel like with Undisputed, with this team, this could be a great team, but they need someone to coach them up and when to talk and when not to talk. I think it's a bad idea letting Skip Bayless be the moderator. That's just my opinion. All right. That's why I named the show. That's my opinion. All right. I think another thing that should happen is that they need to change the set. Okay, this is the same set that y'all done had. This is going on 8 years. The same set. Y'all had this set with Shannon Sharp for 7 years. Really nothing, a few things have changed here and there, but it's the exact same set. I think they need a more spaces. I need a set with space, a bigger table, because that little table that y'all got barely fit those 4 guys. All right. So I feel like y'all need a bigger table. And I also feel like y'all need some special effects and things of that nature. I just think the set needs to be done over again. Okay. And third, I think y'all need to retire a lot of topics. And one of the topics, and I think Undisputed has retired it. They only brought it up one time. That was the first week. But then after that, they stopped talking about it. Now, it ain't basketball season, so I don't think that's the case. But I think y'all should just retire some topics and put them on ice. Y'all done had y'all fun with these topics. The first topic is, who's the GOAT, Michael Jordan or LeBron James? I think that topic needs to be put on ice. It just needs to simply be retired. How many times y'all going to regurgitate the same arguments about LeBron James or Michael Jeffrey Jordan? I think that topic y'all should be done with that topic. Okay. The next topic is the Dallas Cowboys. Okay. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. But I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan who's objective. I don't think Michael Irvin and Skip Bayless are. And there are so many other good things that are going on in National Football League. And the National Football League is a bigger entity. Like, no one team runs National Football Team. There are other topics to talk about. I feel like they should retire the Dallas Cowboy talk. Okay. I just don't think you should bring up the Dallas Cowboys on Undisputed until they win a Super Bowl. That's just my humble opinion. And I'm a huge Dallas Cowboy fan. But me being a huge Dallas Cowboy fan, I get sick of the topic. Okay. Particularly on Undisputed. All right. I mean, how many times are you going to regurgitate this topic? So I just think they need to put that topic to bed. All right. Now, Tom Brady, that topic is already on ice anyway. I don't even think they even brought up Tom Brady's name. Tom Brady's retired. He still, somewhat works for Fox Sports 1. And he's trying to own a team in Las Vegas, the Las Vegas Raiders, but, I even got tired of that topic. Okay. And, I just feel like those 3 topics, you need to hurry up and put them to bed. All right. Don't bring those topics up no more. I think the best thing Undisputed should do is talk about what's trending now, not what's trending on Skip Bayless's timeline or anybody's timeline. Okay. What's the trending topics people want to talk about? I think ESPN First Take, they talk about everything, you know, and I, I watch First Take more than Undisputed. I watch First Take more than Undisputed, even when Shannon Sharp was on Undisputed. Okay. I just felt like the topics were getting old and bland over there in Undisputed. And I just wanted something different. And I feel like Undisputed is suffering because of the topic selections. It's almost like, these are the things Skip Bayless wants to talk about. You may have a segment or two where Skip Bayless, y'all use that segment on topics that Skip Bayless wants to talk about, but ultimately you have to entertain the viewership, and they're not going to stay around if that's all you're going to talk about. All right. So yes, I think those topics need to be retired. I think they need to change the set some. I think they need a veteran moderator that's going to, allow everyone to speak. I think the ideal of Skip Bayless just being the moderator is it's not a good look. But I think with those three things, if you give it a little bit more time, I feel like Undisputed will be a better show. But and I said this last week, when you talk about all those shows that were very successful on Fox Sports 1, particularly in the afternoon, and they went through some changes, but they didn't go through no major changes like Undisputed did. Undisputed lost, their star. That's like the Bulls losing Michael Jordan. He goes to another team or he retires. It takes time for them to get back into the saddle again. Okay, so like if LeBron, excuse me, if LeBron left the Los Angeles Lakers, I think the Los Angeles Lakers would be a good team, but I don't pencil them in to make it to the playoffs, not without LeBron James. So it's going to take time, and it's going to take a while to find the right flow and the right way to do things. And I always said this, I feel like those guys are going to do football season, and when football season is done, I think Skip Bayless is going to have a basketball crew, and I think Jalen Rose may be part of that basketball crew. I think maybe Mark Jackson could be part of that basketball crew, and someone else in the world of basketball. I think I think their basketball team might be a little bit better than their football team, but just give it time. It's not too late. I feel like with this football team, it's probably going to take a season for us to see their growth and their development. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. I wanted to talk about that. Last week. I just didn't have time to talk about that last week. But you guys tell me, what you think about Undisputed. What you think about what they're doing thus far. Do you think that they made the right decisions? Okay, of course. Now, hindsight being 2020, everyone would say the best course of action was to keep Shannon Sharp, but they just didn't get that opportunity. Okay. So yeah. That's pretty much it for today's show. Like I said, I was gonna keep it at an hour. It's somewhat an hour. And I like to first and foremost like to thank all the new subscribers that came to my channel in the past couple of weeks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I also like to give a shout out to the subscribers and the supporters who supported me from day one. I really do appreciate that. I really do appreciate everyone that's sharing this channel with your friends, family, as well as your followers. Uh, really do appreciate that. And I just really do appreciate everyone in the comment section, good, bad, or whatever. It just my rule of thumb is, and it's it says that when you go into the comment section, be respectful and be polite. Okay, and what that means is, you have an issue with what I said. I don't have no issue with you critiquing what I said, but you know, the name calling and the disrespect, I'm not gonna put up with it. And if someone comments in the comment section, and there's a way you can be an adult about it, or you can be a child about it. Either way, not putting up with that. Everyone deserves a right. Everyone deserves their right to their opinion. Now, if it's wrong or right, we have the ability to say, "Hey, this is wrong, and this is why it's wrong." Or if it, or if even if it's right and you still don't like it, you have the right to say, "Okay, yeah, you're right about that," but you know, I like I like to think the comment section is like your guys' domain, and as long as you guys are respectful to one another, it's all good in the hood. But yeah, I'm about to head on up out of here. I will see you guys next Monday with another rendition of Just My Opinion podcast. Really do appreciate that. Be sure to check out be sure to check out this week. Check your notifications. Maybe a video or two coming down the pipe sometime this week. If something breaks, I'm definitely going to talk about it. I'm definitely going to cover it. And it's your boy, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast. And I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. I'm up out of here. I will see you guys next Monday on the next live of Just My Opinion podcast. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, guys. My graveyard shift crew, I really do appreciate you guys coming in and watching. As long as you hit the like button on your way out. My early morning crew, I know my early risers, I know y'all just got up. You can always watch the re-air of this. So I will talk to you guys later. Deuces.